Introduced in 1869 to New England from native habitats in Europe and Asia, the gypsy moth was supposed to be a replacement for silkworms. However, with no natural predators in the U.S. and an abundance of their ideal food source, hardwood trees, the moths quickly became a nuisance.
The gypsy moth has infested the northeast and has gradually moved southerly and also across the westerly from its original infestation point there in Massachusetts. Every year through Virginia and on up through New England, they have large tracts that are defoliated during the spring, early summer, or summer months, and we're talking thousands and thousands of acres. The gypsy moth, while it's in the larva stage, can eat as much as 1 meter of foliage, and each female can lay between 500 and 1,000 eggs. So very quickly they can defoliate large amounts of area. Primarily they like the oak trees, but they'll also eat oak, hickory. There's several trees that they tend to favor. Normally our infestations occur from moths that have been brought in, or larvae, egg masses that have been brought in on vehicles from the New England states, pretty much from Virginia on up through New England. In years past we've had several moths caught in and around the Bristol area, primarily due to the influx of people from New England coming to the race and that sort of stuff. 1 or 2 years of this defoliation probably wouldn't cause a large problem, but over several years of constant defoliation, the tree will eventually die. If we lose large areas, large acres of all the hardwood trees, obviously there would be an impact on local wildlife and watershed and any number of things.
To fight the advancement of the gypsy moth southward, Tennessee set about 16,000 traps across the state last year at a cost of more than $600,000.
The male gypsy moth is the only moth that flies. The female doesn't fly. Her sole purpose is to be bred and lay her eggs and die. The male gypsy moth, of course, he flies around trying to find the females, and that's where our traps come in. Our traps are just normal pheromone traps. There's a little strip of pheromone on the inside of the trap. Of course, it smells like the female, and the male moths fly in there and get stuck in the sticky glue inside, and that's where we find them. Here in Upper East Tennessee, we set approximately 2,200 traps, and that's the area from Cocke County, Jefferson, Granger County eastward. We're trying to disrupt their mating cycle. If we catch X number of males, that's that many males that haven't been able to breed, and hopefully we've disrupted the entire mating cycle. Since about 1998, we've averaged 15-20 moths a year, and we're steadily seeing that increase as the gypsy moth front in Virginia and across Kentucky actually moves southward. What we ask people to do is, whenever they see these traps, leave them alone. They are just an insect trap, and hopefully we won't catch anything, but we need these traps out there so we can know whether we have a problem, whether we have an infestation or not. If we can catch those infestations when they're small and isolated to just 1 or 2 trees or a handful of acres, then we can come in and treat those specific areas before the population gets out of control.